Welcome back to the channel. I'm Keith, and in this video, we're going to be going all the way back to the first Genesis block that was mined in 2009 by none other than Satoshi Nakamoto until where we are now, the beast that we are today, the big store of value, the hedge against inflation, this institutionalized monster that's been adopted worldwide. So it's been on a journey, guys, and we're going to look at that journey right from the start, right to where we are now, understanding big news events that have affected the cycle, and understanding exactly how big the cycles are. And by looking previously at the previous cycles, we can get an estimation. If we have put a Bitcoin top in and we're in a bear market, we can understand exactly when this bear market is likely to end by looking at previous bear markets. And I'm going to show you something, and this is going to shock you all. And this is where it all started. This is the first Genesis block that was mined on the 1st of March, 2013. And it was mined by none other than Satoshi Nakamoto. This is the official start of the Bitcoin network. So this is where Bitcoin began, 1st of the 3rd, 2009. And now we have got a monster, like I say, that is a big hedge against inflation, a big store of value that is completely institutionalized. So before we get into everything, if you want to accelerate your journey within crypto, guys, get yourself in the crypto school. It's $99 a month, link in the description, and you'll get trading room, you'll get exclusive insights. This is the best part, over 40 hours of course material to help you create a structured strategy that works for you. And we've got a private community, over 1,000 plus investors, all learning, all growing, and all building consistently together. So back to Bitcoin. That's where it started. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at events that have affected the Bitcoin price, big events in Bitcoin history, and then we're going to look at the cycles themselves. So here's another big one. This was Mt. Gox. And this was the biggest exchange at the time. It imploded after losing 850,000 Bitcoin. And that created a big crash in the market. And you can see we got a drop in Bitcoin on the back of the Mt. Gox news, all the way to the bottom, 58.98%. So that was a volatile time in the market. What I'm going to do is get rid of these news events as we move on, because I'm going to show you something on the chart. And I did promise that I'd blow your mind. So markets rhyme and they never repeat. Remember that. So this is the next one, 2017. 4th of September 2017, China bans ICOs. China cracks down hard on crypto fundraising, market move, BTC dumps sharply and volatile and explodes. So it only looks like a little move here, but let's measure that, guys, because it's probably bigger than you think. All the way from there, all the way to the bottom, that is a 38% move. It's only a little candle, 38% move. And then we got the big rally. So China bans Bitcoin. We've heard it time and time again. The next big news event was the Black Thursday event. So this was the COVID crash, and this is where we got the big global market panic. BTC gets liquidated with everything else, and the market nukes minus 40% in one day, which was one of the craziest days ever, guys. Can you actually remember that? The market in March 2020, everything just slammed down to the downside. Bitcoin crashed. Big speculative assets like altcoins got absolutely hammered. So the next one was this. I can remember this clearly. Tesla buys Bitcoin. So they announced a 1.5 billion BTC purchase. And on the back of that, we got this big candle. I remember this big candle. I was in the middle of the market when this big candle happened. And that, on the back of Tesla buying Bitcoin, created so much confidence in the market. The market moved 30% to the upside in one day. So that was another big news event. It's had many, many news events. We can't go through them all because we haven't got enough time. But this one, FTX collapses. One of the biggest exchanges blows up in real time. BTC dumps fast and triggers the final 2022 capitulation. So that move doesn't look much, although the market had been ground down completely. We had Celsius, we had all sorts of bad news. On the back of that, market moved down 21% to the downside, and then we bottomed out further here. So FTX collapse, that was one big event, and a lot of people remember that, and unfortunately a lot of people were affected by that. So this one, more recent. US spot BTC approvals as far as ETFs are concerned. We had BlackRock, Fidelity, huge volatility, and major inflows kicks off the next phase of the bull run. So Bitcoin had its bull run, and that was a big event. Okay, the next thing that I did promise I'd blow your mind, didn't I, guys? So this is something that I built into the channel. Go back and watch my channel pretty much when it first started, because I was showing you this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back in time and look at the last few cycles, and we're going to look at the halvings as well. So each one of these represents a halving. Each one of these lines represents a halving. And what a halving is in Bitcoin is every 4 years, estimated 4 years, there is a Bitcoin halving where it costs twice as much energy to consume 1 Bitcoin, or you only get half the Bitcoin for the same amount of energy that you were previously using. So what does that create? That creates less Bitcoin being mined, and that creates scarcity. So there's only 21 million Bitcoin. That's one thing to remember. Now, what I want to show you is this. Remember, the markets rhyme, the markets never repeat. So what we've done is we've gone all the way from the bottom here, all the way from the bottom here of the bear market. What we've done is we've gone from the bottom of the bear market to the top of the bull market, right to the top of the bull market. And this is on the weekly chart. So each one of these candles represents 1 week. And if you can notice here, there's 152 weeks from the low to the high. So we've got a high, and then we go through the bear market, and we put a low in down here. So you put in a low, and then you get the acceleration, you get the new bull market. How long does this bull market last, guys? 152 weeks. Now, this is something that I should have paid more attention to myself, because I've been covering this a lot on my channel, and it's something that I didn't follow because altcoins weren't running. We didn't have any kind of liquidity going into the market. We didn't have any new money going into the market. We didn't have confidence in the market, and we didn't have one thing. We didn't have low interest rates. We didn't have low inflation. So all of these macro events didn't go through on risk assets, but they went through Bitcoin. So we've got 152 weeks from the bottom to the top in that cycle. We've got 152 weeks from the bottom, check it, to the top. Now, we went through another bear market here. So we went through another bear market, and there's the bottom of the bear market here. So you've hit the bottom of the bear market, and then you're going all the way to the top of the bull market, guys. Now, this is something that I was covering in my channel around about here. And I'd said that this was an estimation if the previous data was anything to go by. So what happened, guys? Did I listen to myself? No. We put in a top exactly on the 152 weeks. So we've put in a top 152 weeks. Does it mean the bull market's over, guys? The bull market is looking like it is very bearish at the moment, and we are going through a bear stage. However, we don't know exactly what's going to happen going into 2026. Will we get any macro conditions that allow people to go on risk? It's less probable now, guys. However, it still could happen. So this is the thing that's going to blow your mind. So we've got 3 lots of 152 now, guys. 3 lots of 152. Let's measure the bear markets. So we go over and we measure the bear markets from the bull market high to the bear market low, 52 weeks. So we've got 52 weeks in this one. What about the next one? Let's move on. 52 weeks. Let's move on, see what this one is. All the way from the high, all the way there. What's this, guys? 52 weeks. This is weird. So if this is the top of the bull market, and history is anything to go by, 52 weeks will take us to 5th of October 2026. 5th of October 2026. So guys, look at this. It is uncanny. Let's go through this one more time. 152 weeks, bottom to the top, 52 weeks, top to the bottom, 152 weeks, bottom to the top, 52 weeks, top to the bottom, 152 weeks, bottom to the top, potentially 52 weeks from top to the bottom, guys. So don't forget, guys, subscribe to the channel. If you are watching this and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And like I say again, if you do want to accelerate your journey, get yourself in the crypto school. That's about it from me for now. Hope you enjoyed that, and take care of yourself, and I'll see you very soon.